We're good?
Yeah, we're
Okay. All right. Caleb Hammer, welcome to
What's up?
Journalisming,
Thank
episode
you.
4. And
Glad to be here.
we are here, Austin, Texas. This is East Austin, though, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between East Austin and just regular Austin, in your opinion?
Got a little more gays over here.
All right.
But we love the gays. Gays are good, especially for content. They're very good
Yes.
behind the scenes, so we got a lot of the gays here at Hammer Media. More homeless, not as good for content.
Well, for your content or just
For
in
my
general?
content.
I saw a lot of homeless in Austin. I was a little bit surprised.
Yeah.
Because I like the whole "don't mess with Texas" thing, and then I was seeing a lot of homeless. I thought they would.
Well, our
one of-
district attorney's a retard, but besides
Okay.
that, lots of homeless, and we don't really do the homeless beating videos. We're kind of PG and happy. No, we're definitely PG-13, but
Yeah.
we're nice. We're nice at Hammer Media.
No, we have to. No, you don't want to make fun of the homeless, but sometimes they'll make the content themselves.
They prevent me from getting to work on time.
Oh, when do you get to work in the morning?
I try to get here around 9. I'm like 9:15 these days, though.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question I wanted to ask you was, when you started doing financial audit, financial advice, did you think you would become this controversial figure?
Not
Like
at all. And I don't. Am I a controversial figure?
It seems as
I
if on
can
Twitter,
be.
well, it seems like I would say maybe controversial is the wrong word.
Yeah.
Sometimes on Twitter, it feels like you get more hate than I can't.
You get popular enough, you'll get hate. Mr. Beast does the least controversial content in the world, and he has 1,000 haters. So I don't know if I'm controversial. I mean, I say a few bad words, but I don't think people are offended by bad words anymore. So
Sometimes on Twitter, it just seems as if people are always coming for your head. I'm like, this guy's giving the most kind of like, no one comes for
Maybe.
Dave Ramsey's head, right?
Yes, they do. They call him boomer slop. Like, I mean, I see it all the time. They absolutely, he's out of touch, which he's out of touch on a few things, but I don't dislike him. Like, he's just like $1,000 emergency fund. It's not really going to do anything, but either
Especially
way.
now, yeah.
And his withdrawal rates is absolutely crazy. But
What's the withdrawal rates?
he says you can withdraw like 7 to 8% a year for retirement, which makes no sense because it'll last like 10 years, 15 years at best.
Okay.
I can get into that
No,
if you
yeah,
want.
yeah.
But
No,
like,
you can get into anything.
well,
This is-
essentially, usually the traditional withdrawal rate is safe considered between 3 and 4% because that'll last you your life if you live a long, good life. If it's in like the S&P 500, which gains 10 to 12% a year on average, but with Ramsey, he suggests like 7 to 8%, and with the volatility that you see in the market, means you're withdrawing a large percent, even in like multiple down years combined, which leads to like a 20% completion risk by the end of retirement. So it's a weird risk. I don't really understand it. It's never mathematically worked, but it kind of sticks to it because I think old people just kind of make an opinion and then they can't change their opinion.
What's the number one thing you think you've changed your opinion on financially?
I change my opinion all the time, and I mean, I let people have subscriptions in their budget now.
All right.
I used to rail against like
we're talking
Spotify
YouTube
and
TV,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah, well, YouTube TV is pretty expensive. I mean, I like YouTube TV. It's pretty expensive for someone who's broke, but yeah, subscriptions in general. I used to rail against Spotify even, like if someone's like struggling to survive. But now I'm like, okay, I'll try to give you $15, $30, $40, $50 in subscriptions, depending on how much they have. Yeah.
Okay, that's.
I change.
That is the big. I feel like subscriptions are the big one that I see a lot on your show. That sometimes
brutal.
people, yeah. And I mean, obviously, we see all of these subscription services that try to get away from the subscriptions, like Rocket Money and every. I mean,
They
they're
try.
good.
Dollarwise, much better than Rocket Money, but yes. Yeah.
Dollarwise, and that, of course, is your own. I mean,
It is
this
being
is
built
all
by
you.
everyone that's not here. So I don't know what happens here.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
Little annoyance on my part.
Is it okay if we
come,
walk around?
Absolutely. People come and interview me sometimes. I'm going on like a podcast tour, but I try to get them.
Yeah, I
to
saw
come
you
to
on
me.
Destiny.
Yeah, or well, Destiny's coming here soon. I was just on Aspen Gold.
Aspen Gold.
We're doing a pretty big one next month. I'm not going to spoil who, but the biggest.
The biggest. That will be
And-
fun. You won't have to travel far for that.
Won't have to travel far for that one. But they're never here. Cameras are filming me, but they're never here. What are we doing?
Megan got Taco Bell,
One
though.
engineer's here. Thank you, Sean, for your service. Where is everyone else? One customer service person's here. Thank you. We got one person for marketing. Thank
We
you.
got
And
somebody-
a dog.
we have a dog.
The owner of the dog's not even in the building right now. Where is everyone?
These are all. There's one individual. We
Yeah,
have,
but she works on content. That's Lindsay. Everyone loves content. She is one of the head producers for Financial Audit. But like, every time I try to give a tour for anyone, tow gear, anyone that comes by, no one's here. And it looks like I have a big office of empty. And then
Yeah.
everyone's here when no one's filming. Maybe they're scared of the camera, which is fair.
But where is it? No, yeah. Is this usually full?
This is marketing. That's customer service. That is engineering.
And this is Dollarwise more
This
so
is
than
Dollar.
financial audit
Yeah,
or like
no-
Caleb Hammer Media.
Yeah, no financial audit over here. This is all Dollarwise. Okay, someone's coming out. See, there we go. 2 customer service today.
2 customer
So
service.
unlike those other bullshit ones, no private equity. We're self-funded. We make it for the people, and we actually have customer service that responds in the office instead of overseas.
Overseas,
So, thank
yeah.
you. These people are typing to you. They're responding. They're
No AI.
responding. No AI. They're helping.
And
You guys
this-
don't do it.
even
You-
this don't?
You're not responding with AI, right? I don't think. No.
Never,
See?
never.
And I'm not responding to customer service, so I don't know. But no.
This is
Okay,
cool.
too. We got and Michael's here too. Michael kicks my ass in pickleball.
There we go. Yeah. What's your pickleball rating?
I don't know. I need to get rated. I've honestly only been doing it for
That's
a
a
few weeks.
thing,
but I love
right?
it.
Like
It
it's
is.
like a PBR or something.
It is.
My
yeah.
mom has one.
They won the company competition. They got the
Wow,
award.
I watched. Yeah, where was it? Was that pickleball court out here? I think I saw it on your Instagram.
I think it was Southside. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. There's some more people in there.
some
the,
marketing
The,
in
the
there.
employees, they are here.
They are here. We got the call pods, HR in that corner hidden because nobody likes HR.
Did you? Oh, you guys actually have HR.
Yeah, because we're hiring like crazy. Like we have like 10 open roles right now. So we have HR and we want to make sure everyone feels, it's a good place to actually
No,
work.
it is. I work at a company that I work at Barstool Sports, so I often get asked, does Barstool actually have HR? We do.
Of course, you have to.
We have. Also, we're in New York, so that it probably requires
yeah,
more.
you guys
so
are getting sued like fucking crazy probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we didn't move to New York. We considered it. Nope.
Yes, I saw that you mentioned you were thinking about New York.
Yeah.
No.
Well, like the city actually vibes with the kind of lifestyle that I want.
Yeah.
Like walkability, all that. But no, I mean, our lawyer just said, you're retarded. And I was like, oh, I guess I am. I guess I am. And she said I'd be sued like every second of my life just by opportunist people. If people are coming in as guests, just random people, there can be 1,000 reasons under New York law for opportunistic lawsuits that are like, essentially, I would call them like slop lawsuits. They're bullshit, but they're there to protect people with good intentions, but people can use and abuse them.
Well, that happens a lot in New York.
Exactly.
There's a lot of good intentions in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously you're more personal finance, but
Yeah.
you have talked about kind of government finance and everything. Do you see what happened with Zoran where he
Yeah.
said he got the budget to zero?
Well, yeah, but it came from the state.
The state.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't hate him personally.
No. This
I don't
isn't-
agree with his economics all the time, but like,
that
he seems like a genuine dude for what it's worth.
I think he's one of the more genuine politicians we've ever seen. I mean, you
Yeah.
could even say, like, in terms of if you wanted to compare him to someone, him and Trump have a very similar kind of vibe to themselves.
Yeah.
But so
Or
personal.
even like Pratt out of LA running for mayor.
Yeah,
in
I
LA.
know.
But from the different political side, but pretty similar.
Another reality star.
Yeah.
And what do you think of people who sell crystals? Have you ever had somebody on? He used to sell like crystals. Did you know that?
I think someone actually brought me a crystal who was a guest. I did not know that. And I think we incorporated that on our set, but I did not know that. Wait, which one? Who?
Chris Pratt? Or not Chris Pratt, sorry, Spencer Pratt.
Really?
Oh, so that's one of the big things that people are saying right now. It's like, oh, MAGA is this year mayor, and it was all the photos of him. Like, he used to be a big-time crystal seller, not meth, but crystals, like the ones that are supposed to supposedly give
Why?
you good
'Cause
vibes.
he was washed up afterwards?
I think
I don't
it
know.
was-
I'm not I didn't watch reality TV back then, so I don't know if he was washed up or not. But that sounds like a washed up thing to do. Selling crystals afterwards.
He had like 2 million followers on TikTok. He
bad.
obviously he obviously married, I forget her name, Heidi, whoever he married. And he was selling these crystals, and they were supposedly supposed to bring you good luck. And now he's running for mayor, which it does seem like he's very good at politics.
He's good at politics. In a city that's impossible for him to win, but he's good at politics.
You think he'll win or no?
No, of course not. Absolutely.
I've seen
Anyone that's voted for him is leaving, so like I don't think so.
Okay, so now we're getting to more of the content side.
Yes, content side. This one's very much in development currently. So this is our new soundstage because
Wow,
we're building
okay.
out a few different channels. Not the Barstool of Finance. Not.
Wait,
but-
why?
No, maybe we will be someday, but who knows? So
You
we're
could
building
be.
out-
I mean, that would be cool. Like, I mean, did you say that in terms of like you don't want to be? That's
No,
cool
no,
if you don't
no.
want to be.
Oh, fuck yeah, of course I would. What did your boss sell his company for?
A lot of money.
I'd like
then
a
he
lot
got
of
it
money.
back, yeah.
And then he got it back for free. So, I mean, I would do that too. Who wouldn't? But yeah, so we're building a soundstage, some new shows there. We got a new show coming over here. Plus, this is really good for photography for either merch or for our guests who come on the show. This is Wes. He's our senior technical.
Any
what
reality
is it?
TV?
Technical director. Thank you.
Nice.
Any what?
Reality TV?
Some would say financial audit is reality TV.
Yes, but I mean more like, let's say you, this would be kind of funny, but you lock 10 of the financial audit couples in a house together, but that really wouldn't make sense. I'm
Beast
trying
style. Probably not. This is more like talking head shows with the personalities that we're building out here.
Yeah.
Inside our Hammer Elite membership and just our front of camera people.
Can you believe that it got to this point?
No, not at all. My goodness, I made it for fun because a couple YouTubers, one that I almost got hired by didn't hire me, and then the other guy I wanted to work for, Graham Stefan, he just didn't even know I ever tried to work for him. They didn't hire me, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just make one myself. I didn't expect it to ever. I was like, maybe at best it could be a side hustle. Never expected it to go full time.
Because you started in 2020, right?
No. That would have been a perfect time to start it. Shit. Okay, I'm hitting my 4-year anniversary, so 22.
Okay, 22.
Yeah.
And when did it hit you like, holy shit, this is gonna work?
Honestly, only a few months in, I got really blessed, man. The audience out there is great. It really took off on TikTok first, and then YouTube in the second month, and I saw that full month's worth of income within, I think, 4 or 5 months. So
very cool.
Yeah, way luckier than most YouTubers. So I got lucky on that one.
Any advice to content creators?
Go in with a good idea. Go in guns a-blazing, just really hitting that racetrack as fast as you can with like a good backlog and good plan. Because, yeah, you want to maybe test out a few pieces of content that are different. Like I try to do that, but also one of the pieces I tested first, my first upload, or second upload was financial audit. So that was one of many things I was doing. That quickly ended up being the one that was working.
How did you find your first guest?
We used a casting platform, not as like casting like a fake person, but like, hey, if you like being on camera, I want people to be on camera and have me go through their finances. It was a platform called Backstage.
Cool. And then from there, how do you, like, I know you have casting calls on.
Yeah.
How many people apply to come on financial audit?
I think we're a few hundred a day. I mean, we get a lot of people.
And how do you guys decide who to bring on? Do they do like casting
That's,
calls per se?
Absolutely. We have a multi-tiered casting system. So starting with our one of our, I don't remember their position names, but she's just calling a lot of people. She's just going through, making sure people's finances are correct, making sure they actually have a story, and then it gets passed on to a story producer that fleshes that person out by being on a multi-hour phone call with them and just making sure, like, okay, their finances are accurate, how'd you get into the situation, and then is there an actual interesting story around it? Because you can only, there's only so many different kind of financial documents,
of course,
and only so many different kind of things you can talk to around that, so we want to make sure we have unique stories surrounding the finances. And then it gets assigned to one of our producers, Lindsay being one of them who you saw earlier, who then go even deeper with that guest and fully build out their profile, and then brings them to the studio, and then we all film. And I go in blind, which is fun. So it's really interesting.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I think the blind probably, one of the things that I come away from watching your show is there's a genuine reaction to a lot of the things that you look at. And I'm
reacting with the audience. Like, it's
which is
fresh.
great. And it comes across. And obviously you could be this amazing actor, but it feels as if you're actually reacting with everybody inside. Of it. So it's like
it's a genuine part of my personality, just like this is, where I'm just more chill. Maybe I'm a little more jokey than usual. I don't know, but also that like intense part is too. That's like the kind of energy I would bring playing my friends in Mario Kart, or
cool.
like getting my ass kicked in a game of Catan. Like I'm crashing out. So that's like what that financial audit part of my personality is. It is a genuine part, but when people meet me in the street, they think I'm going to be that. And I'm like, no, I am just also a normal person. That's just like my excited version where I'm like seeing something that is blowing my mind.
Has there ever been a guest that you had to say, we can't upload this? Maybe because too boring, or maybe too like controversial, or maybe you're just like, we don't want to put this out there.
It's rare for those kind of people to get there these days. We've had a few that were honestly just too, like nothing was really happening.
Got it.
So that didn't happen. But then there was one person that showed up and we didn't know, but she was just high out of her mind. And we realized that like halfway in, and then at that point it's like kind of unconsensual, and I don't want to do that. Like if someone's high out of their mind, they signed a contract, but did it actually work? Do they even know they're on the show? And we're like, all right, dude, no, sorry, we can't. We can't.
No, that makes
Here's
sense.
some resources, get some help.
And the studio's over here? The infamous
so this is
studio?
our new soundstage and conference room.
And how many people ideally would you want in your, there's a chair? You're good. How many people ideally would you want as in like your content hub? of like not outside of you?
Well, so personalities on camera.
Yeah, personalities.
Well, we got me, we got Brandon, we got Lindsay, we got Tyler, and then just a few others that pop in who are on camera for our Hammer Elite membership all the time.
Yeah.
So those are pretty great. And then, you know, if we could build more people up, that'd be awesome. So.
Yeah, because I mean, the building up of content people it's very difficult.
It's
because
hard.
It's hard, but also, I mean, when you have all of these resources for your kind of ability to build yourself up, it's really great. That's why, I mean, I've always liked Barstool because it was like you're around like-minded people too. But it's always interesting to hear from somebody about like how far do they want their content. I know they're not houses anymore, but like content companies to go, because sometimes it can get, I think it's happened at Barstool here and there where there's too many people and it's too out of control.
I don't think I want to do that. It could always happen, but I don't know. I like seeing them grow. When Brandon sitting over there gets recognized on the street, that's exciting.
I was just talking
Same
with
Lindsay.
Brandon.
Yeah,
he told me that you are a fan of Reddit.
No.
No, he actually told me that.
Oh, okay. Oh, Reddit. No, we don't really go on Reddit much anymore, but that is one of the craziest platforms, man. I do not know how they haven't received like 1,000 lawsuits a day.
Yeah,
for like getting people killed. It's insane what they allow.
Here is the set. I mean, it's like I feel like I've seen it. I know.
Yeah.
But this set, it's amazing. It is. I've watched probably hundreds of hours here.
Wow.
Oh, I've watched.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I
that.
love. And then if you include the clips that I get on, on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, then it goes through. What do you think of the clipping culture?
No, it's interesting. It's pretty cool. People have been clipping our content forever. It wasn't a controversy, I'd say, but it was so fucking weird. So people pay for clipping now.
Yep.
That's a big thing. And we were like, oh, everyone's paying for clipping. Why don't we see what that's even like? Do we get a return on investment? So we literally put 5,000 hours towards it as a test. And the next day, this massive expose YouTuber uploaded like, all these YouTubers, including Caleb Hammers, paying for all the clips. And I was like, oh, fuck. It was like one day we were by the way, it didn't return on investment. Like, I don't know how much we have to put towards it if we didn't do it right. But since we've started, people have been just clipping because they make a lot of money off of clipping, because the AdSense around this is really good and the clips do really well. So we just let people clip. We don't do copyright against anyone.
Yeah, do you ever send DMCAs or anything like that?
No, some automated systems have hit some people, but then if they ever tell us, we just try to retract it because we don't really know if it's happening. But
no, I know sometimes, the automatic ones, but you've never, because
even if people hate us, we don't. Even if people are using our content in criticisms, we don't hit them either. So.
And how have you, the criticism part? That's probably the word I should have used instead of controversial. The criticism part. How do you deal with criticism?
I think it's always harder at first for a creator because you're not used to that like tsunami. Like no human's ready for that tsunami, especially if you rise quickly. But just like anything, you get used to it and you just realize that the internet's not real life. I've met thousands, if not upwards of 10,000 fans at this point, which is really cool. I've met one person that didn't like me. One person ever out of thousands, if not 10,000. So the internet's just not real life. The internet's weird echo chambers, either snarkers or you said something on Reddit, which honestly Twitter. Honestly, I don't even see much hate on Twitter, but you get used to it. It just goes, and you realize there's some valid criticism sprinkled in a disproportionate amount of invalid criticism that is just overblown by like weird groupthink where they're just like masturbating opinions on each other and hype each other up. So, but you take those valid criticisms, you don't go out and announce like, oh, this was a valid criticism, let me do all this. Just change some things behind the scenes, you figure it out. So we had some valid criticism years ago about like, do these people even know what they're getting into for the show? It's like, that's actually interesting. We've been moving fast. Maybe the process isn't as good. So we sat down and developed a very thorough casting system and onboarding process. So people knew exactly what they were going into. And of course, as fans of the show, they should already know. But just in case they're a little ignorant to it, we send them multiple onboarding videos, try to give them every opportunity to like, hey, please don't come on the show if you're nervous or you don't want this, that, this. So you can take valid criticism, implement them, but you have to realize that the vast majority is just like circle jerk, invalid criticism as well. And You just got to learn what's valid, what's not, and then just ignore the noise. Don't get on the platforms. That's why I don't get on Reddit anymore. I very rarely, unless a moderator sends me something specifically that's like fun to respond to, like I haven't been much on in like the last year.
Yeah, and like, do you even? I mean, obviously, it's probably hard to avoid any reply to you, but I know there's always kind of like the idea of like, oh, stay away from the comments, stay away from the replies.
Yeah.
Do you like to, I've also heard from other content creators that have said, well, it does help me with my process in its own way, and then you kind of get used to the hate. They all kind of say the same, like you were saying, circle jerk.
Yeah.
Or then there's others that say, I prefer to not look at it at all.
No, I mean, I can look at it again. You get used to it. I mean, my comment section isn't usually too bad. Like, they usually just kind of join the roast, but the guests are fully prepared and onboarded for that. So that's not surprising. But the audience votes with their eyeballs. Less than 1% of the viewers actually comment. So you have to really be deep in the analytics and know what your real audience likes versus just like some commenters. And not that the commenters are unimportant or that they're not saying something valid, but the real way to actually understand what the vast majority of the people who are supporting you like is just to really understand what they like, which is in the analytics.
Yeah, and do you spend a lot of time in the analytics?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my brain's just analytically driven.
Just all the time, yeah. I mean, I guess like that's kind of the, even though I wouldn't really call it analytics on the show, but it is kind of analytics in its own way.
Yeah.
Just because you're going through all the little things. What do you think is the number one issue that people face financially when they come on the show?
In America, people just have maxed things out on their cars. It's absolutely crazy. People just get the big ass truck.
It's the cars, not cards, cars.
Cars, yeah. I mean, people do get into card stuff as well.
Yeah.
Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, all that
Magic
shit.
the Gathering.
But yeah, car culture in America, and it's not everyone's fault necessarily. You have to drive in this country, except for luckily where you're from, but you're one of the rare lucky people that can like walk or use decent transport. But for the vast majority of people, you have to drive to get a job, and you need a job to get a car that you need to drive to get a job. And it's like that bad circle. And you get a car that's too cheap, then it's a lot of money on maintenance and the predatory loans, whatever it may be. So that bullies most guests on the show. People certainly get rents they can't afford, which when we look in their area, we pull it up like live and show them that rents they can easily afford in their area. Because rent compared to owning in this country is much more affordable at this point.
Yep.
It is, it ebbs and flows decade over decade. But yeah, I mean, people sometimes they want to rush into a place they can't afford to live the lifestyle that they've dreamed of. And it's not unfair that they've dreamed of that. But, don't rush into it because then you'll just hurt yourself. And then you can't have that lifestyle for very long. And trinkets, a lot of trinkets today. So we got the Labubu over there. That's a big trinket. People were going into thousands of dollars of debts for those for a few months. Hey, we got the crystal. There it is.
There's the
Someone
crystal,
brought a crystal. So those kind of trinkets. I see we got the Western Michigan Natty.
The Natty.
Yeah, hockey Natty last year.
Hockey, and then the little football helmet over there.
Yeah, well, the football helmet doesn't do much, but the governor of Michigan brought the the hockey puck one.
Yeah,
day.
well,
So that was cool.
Did you enjoy, or I'll ask it again. Did you enjoy doing the Gretchen Whitmer?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wish we had more time. She had a hard cut at an hour.
Got it.
Yeah, no, I loved it. And I'd love to do more. We've put out...
Yeah, would you want to do more with politicians like that?
Oh, of course. We not to even just be like hyper political, but just go through the finances of the state, preferably in more detail with more time. So we've put out to all the major governors invites. 90% of them didn't say anything. One said no. Gavin Newsom, you're running for president.
He should
Let's
come on.
talk. I will show the same respect to them that we show the guests, which is
course.
if the guests get to select a no-no list before we come on. So some say, don't call me fat, don't do fat jokes.
Okay, cool.
Don't do this. Governor, if you don't want to talk about something, we'll put that on the no-no list. But, I mean, I know Rogan's number one. Rogan's towards the top, right, of the podcast. And Governor Newsom said, let me go on Rogan. Rogan said no, apparently, according to Newsom. Okay, we're not number one, but we are the 7th largest podcast as of last week. Come on, Newsom. I'm happy to have you.
Also, it seems like it would be a great, I mean, Gretchen, also, it's not like this is, I know there have been people that, I know you put out there, it's like, oh, you got criticized for going on too many right-wing interviews, even though I wouldn't say they really were right-wing. I'm not, no. Well, yeah. I am. People will probably laugh at me for saying that. But I am
didn't
personally.
even know that.
But I meant more, I mean, you had Gretchen Whitmer in here.
Yeah, and I
also,
loved it.
I mean,
we were nice. We got along, and it wasn't even like hyper like horribly critical. I gave her congratulations on multiple things, and I criticized multiple things. It wasn't a very biased interview against her.
Well, I mean, it's Gretchen Whitmer. I mean, like, if Gretchen came on, I think Gavin could come on as well.
I think so as well.
The kind of, how do I say it, expertise of personal finance in general, obviously there is a way to get into government finance, but do you think you're prepared to talk about government finance like that?
I mean, I'm certainly not enough to go into hyper detail. I'm not like a government auditor or expert. But what I think is at least interesting for the voting public is at least seeing the conversation around the state budgets, where money is going, how revenue is coming in, because that conversation never happens. So even if it's high level, not hyper detail, I think it's still interesting for the general public.
Cool.
And good for the democracy, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like that there should be a kind of, maybe it's not you, it would be great if it was you, if you did every single governor once a year. That'd be kind of a fun thing.
We extended invites to our governor, Greg Abbott, because like property taxes are shit in the state of Texas, and the property taxes that I pay that should go to the city of Austin, the state comes in and recaptures like 20 to 40% of it to send it to other school districts. Very socialist state, by the way. So Governor Abbott, happy to have you on the show.
Do you consider America a socialist country?
No, definitely not. I mean,
well, the finances, I mean, we do spend in a
not actual socialism. Maybe the word that people use, like the Scandinavian countries aren't socialist either.
Yeah.
Because their programs are built on
democratic socialists?
Not barely. I mean, it's like a buzzword. Like it's still, everything's funded through taxes generated by the private sector anyway. So it's still on a capitalist bedrock. So, I mean, do those systems always work the best? That's what's debatable, but it's still capitalism as a core.
I was looking at recently just kind of a graph that was showing that America does outspend a lot of those European countries on socialist programs. Not like socialist, I mean social programs. But I don't know if that actually means that, like, because Americans will call Europe more socialist than America.
Sure.
But
yeah, I mean more, yeah.
Yeah, and what do you think of Europe as a whole?
Well, Europe's declining for a reason. I mean, they're shutting down nuclear power plants in Germany, all while getting oil cut off from Russia. They cut oil off from Russia after the Ukraine invasion, so they're kind of retarded. UK fucked up their entire economy. They did the opposite of the United States during the Great Recession, where we put a lot of money into the economy. They started cutting spending, raising taxes. It was the complete opposite of what you should do in a major recession like that. And they've barely just caught up to where they are. Plus, now they're having brain drain in southern Italy and Spain and the UK. It's brutal. The good places that's happening, you got Sweden. Sweden's nice, but Sweden's actually cutting government spending, cutting taxes, and they still have a high youth unemployment. Norway's doing pretty damn great, but it's all largely funded by oil because the oil in the North Sea, they're capturing that like crazy, and they put it into one of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world. So, I mean, Europe's a mixed bag. Poland's killing it right now. Poland's growing. It's going to surpass the UK economy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty damn great. And that's just because a lot of industries are moving in there. People are working hard and longer hours there, which obviously, like it or not like it, doesn't really matter. The corporations so they prefer that versus like France where no one goes to work. So,
yeah, so you'll hear specifically like younger Americans, and this is one of the things I wanted to get into with younger Americans and how they feel about the current financial system. You'll hear them complain a lot. But you'll hear a lot of Americans go to Europe specifically for studying abroad, and they're like, this is a better culture. I wish I could exist here.
Well, the walkability, how they built communities, honestly might be. It might be. But it's impossible to build those communities in this culture because we also don't enforce policies against antisocial people. People that can't actually keep society nice. All these arrests that we're seeing in places like Austin or Portland or Seattle or San Francisco are repeat criminals, where we're allowing people to hop fences to get onto transit and completely fare evade. The moment that San Francisco and their, BART system? Is it BART?
BART, yep.
The moment they actually started enforcing that you have to pay a fare to go on, their drug use on the trains, their crime and assaults on the trains immediately plummeted. And places like Japan and Europe actually enforce those policies that we consider like fascist in this country. They actually enforce those, hey, antisocial behavior, you need mental health help, or if you're really bad, you need to go to prison, or we're going to enforce fairs and all these things. And it actually makes those type of societies better, where you can have walkability, you can have public transportation. But we can't have that here because we just allow people to commit as many crimes as they want in some districts, like Austin, and back out on the streets you go.
Don't mess with Texas, though.
Don't mess with Texas. Well, I mean, the guy that just killed his parents last week in Austin was let out for many crimes, like, yeah, he's shaking his head, yes, he knows.
Well, there was a woman in New
crazy.
York who refused to put or press charges on someone that she got assaulted by
Well, that's
on
fine
the
if
subway.
she doesn't want to,
well,
but the district attorney should do something.
Well, unfortunately, that same guy ended up pushing I think a 75-year-old man onto the train tracks, and that 75-year-old man died.
Yeah, it's almost like if people prove they can't exist in society, maybe we should.
What do we do with those people, though?
Well, I mean, they do need help. I'm not talking
Send them
about
upstate?
aggressive.
I
I'm
know,
not talking about aggressive
I know.
punishment. But we destroyed mental health care in this country. You know, starting in the Reagan administration, we started closing down mental health hospitals.
And
They weren't always great, but we need to properly fund them, make them moral, make them good, and for the sake of them, and for the sake of people on the street. That's the moral thing to do for everyone.
Yeah. We were getting into it a little bit before we came outside. Was talking about kind of college students going abroad, and then they kind of they see the European culture, which is kind of not having a job, which I always kind of laugh at. But what do you think of this idea of, like, you hear from younger people, I shouldn't have to work 40 hours a week and then die? And like, it feels as if there's this huge, and maybe it's just because we see it more on social media, you see more opinions every day. It feels as if people are really not a fan of the kind of make money, or work 40 hours, retire, die.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. There's a few elements to it. So, I mean, all throughout society, no matter what, the better things get, the more complacent we get. I mean, that is classic. But for also what it's worth, now we're living in a world of social media influencers and a lot of people where more people than ever are becoming their own business and making a lot of money. And you see people doing that relatively easily compared to before. And then you're like, fuck, but I'm sitting under this annoying ass boss that I'm going to have to work with for 40, 50 years, 40 hours a week. What is this? This is bullshit. So, like, I get that as well. We're in a different time, but yeah, it's hard to remind ourselves when times are hard. And I know I'm coming from a place of privilege now, but I mean, I've only been successful for a couple of years. I worked that shitty Jimmy John's job, the Steak and Shake job, the working in tech at the bottom rung, customer service job at first. You know, I've been through this shit as well and not making much money as well. And it is important to remind ourselves with the dopamine hits that we can get, the things that we can do, the going out to eat, all this stuff, we have it better now, even in our work lives, than any other time in human history. Even if you look back to the golden era where people were getting their houses a little better and whatnot, those jobs still fucking sucked. You're going to a factory every day.
We are working, a lot of people, for the most
brutal.
part, are working in air-conditioned offices.
Air-conditioned, beautiful, wonderful offices. Might be boring, you might want to blow your brains out, but you're not literally beat to the bone every day. It's crazy. So, I mean, I don't want to say that it's not invalid, especially in this entrepreneurial landscape that we have. Or you look to other societies where it's like people aren't working. Well, remember, in Spain, youth unemployment, what is youth unemployment in Spain? It's like 30%, something crazy.
I think I saw like 38.7% recently.
But that unemployment is because they're looking for work and they can't get it.
I know.
So it's not like they're working because they don't need to. They literally want to have a better life. And then young people in Spain are moving abroad for better opportunities. So we do have it great. But the greater you have it, the more complacent and easy to complacent it is be. I catch myself in it all the time. We just have to remind ourselves that, you know, it's the best time in human history for many reasons. There's some downsides.
Oh, yeah.
Cost of schooling, cost of medical, cost of housing, higher per percentage of income than it was during the golden era, but the cost of like food in your income as a percentage and fun, that's all down. And even cost of housing, that's for buying a house. This American obsession with buying a house, you don't need to.
Yeah, so that's a big thing too. It's like, I'm never going to be able to buy a house. What do
I don't believe that, but also you don't fucking need to.
No, I'm not saying me. I'm just saying, like, in general, you hear that a lot. You hear, I'm never going to be able to buy a house.
Well, 25% of Gen Z owns a house, 50% of millennials do. So people are getting there for what it's worth. But go on. Sorry.
No. Those are stats that I think are often forgotten. I don't have them in my head, but I see that a lot. and I see it's like, oh, I can't even dream of buying a house, but people do end up buying houses. It feels as if there's like these financial goals and it's in our head. But do you even ever really need to buy a house? What's the difference between now if that's your goal, cool.
Yeah.
But also people, it feels as if are spending at the highest rate that they've ever spent in their life, and they're really spending things on things they don't really need.
It's just there is an American obsession with buying a house compared to many cultures, and it's baked into our DNA. And for many people, it's been like the largest asset. But that asset is very illiquid. You don't actually get to realize those gains anyway unless you sell your house or like take out a second mortgage against it, of which you're just spending a loan anyway. But if you look at pretty much anything since the 1990s, 1980s, the financial situation has changed. People on the economic right and left, you have like Dave Ramsey. Well, fuck, actually not Dave Ramsey because he's full ownership. Shit, who'd be an equivalent on the right? Well, you got Ramit or Ramit Sethi on the left. Maybe money guys on the right. Shit, I don't know. Either way, more economically, all of them agree. Hey, renting actually makes more sense right now because it's a lower percent of your income. You rent the place you want. It lets you be mobile in life, take better jobs, and then invest the extra money that's not going to a mortgage plus whatever you're supposed to invest anyway, put it into the market. It'll grow at a minimum twice as much as the rate of real estate will ever grow. The benefit of real estate, of course, is like you're letting maybe like $400,000 grow at a 2% year over year when you only put like $20,000 down. So you are getting that beautiful leverage there. But even still, if you're investing that difference between it at that 8 to 10 to 12% that the S&P 500 does, you're gonna make a shit ton of money and retire better than anyone who bought a house at this point, since like the 80s and 90s. So we don't need to buy, and that's pretty universally understood. With personal finance people, almost every personal finance person today that is deep into the knowledge of this is like against ownership right now. They really are. They're selling the rental properties. That's not even worth it anymore.
Yeah.
So like landlords are getting out of the game. It says home ownership is not worth the hassle, the cost, when you can be investing in the market. But people are still stuck in that old school way. I mean, I said that on the Yasmin Gold podcast that we talked about.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw some people react that just are still in like boomer mindset of thinking like homeownership is the American way. And historically it has been. And they're like, what? This is fucking crazy. It's like, no, you're actually just financially retarded and you haven't caught up on modern personal finances. So.
And speaking of modern finances, why do you think people are so obsessed with spending? Do you think it's their fault?
Well, we've always spent. We just have more disposable income than in any time in history now.
But people are so, like, they spend so much. We see these numbers for Klarna. We see these numbers for credit cards. We see these, people are spending at rates that it doesn't match with the financial situation that they say. Like, why do you think people spend when they don't have the money? Because they want to fit in? Is that kind of like this fear of missing out? You see it with Coachella. You see it with like people, and Coachella is just one example, but there's many. Like people want to go to a specific concert. There's been a bunch of Disney adults on your podcast that people have come and they're saying, oh, like we have to go to Disney once a year or twice a year. Saw a guy talking about maybe it was the Sacramento Kings or the Milwaukee Bucks. He's like, I need to have my season tickets. Like, why do you? But he's not alone in that. There's people that make those decisions. Why do people do that? Is there something wrong with our brain?
And I would actually argue that most Americans can afford more than they think they can, but most people overdo it. So if you live in like the 50-30-20, 50% on needs, 30% on wants, 20% on investing, which is Elizabeth Warren's recommendation, by the way. So it's not even like a economically conservative thing to believe. Even with that, 30% on fun is a shit ton of money to go to the games, the vacations, Coachella, what you want to do. But Americans overdo it. We blow 30, 40, 50% on these big events. A big European vacation right after college when you don't need to do that just yet. Or they eat up more than 50% on their needs by getting in an apartment they cannot afford, or they got a worthless degree that doesn't bring in the amount of money that it costs for them to even go and borrow for, and now they're stuck with insane needs percentages onto their income. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Americans love to spend. We're a consumer-driven culture, and we are blessed to have a consumer-driven culture, even though it has some pain points. Like China is absolutely fighting to get their people to spend money so that they can have their own self-sustaining economy instead of relying on exports. We don't have that struggle, but yes, people need to learn how to budget, and that's why we built Dollarwise. That's why Dollarwise is the best budgeting app out there for normal people. It is because people actually need to learn, like, yes, you can spend good money, fun money, as long as you're at least investing 20% so that you have a chance at a good retirement after you have an emergency fund of 6 months, after you've paid off all high interest debt that is not a mortgage that is over 8%. So once you do those things, spend all the fun money. People are just not willing to wait to pay off their debt. They're willing to just go crazy because they want to have the fun right now and get the dopamine rush right now before they have the emergency fund, which means an emergency happens, then they go into debt for it, but they continue their fun bullshit spending, which just doubles the pain. So I think Americans can afford more than they think. They just don't actually set themselves up in what requires a temporary sacrifice in order to get to that point where for the remainder of the decades, they can actually spend a good amount of money on fun.
Yeah, and financial literacy. Do you think that it's an excuse to not be at least? Like, do you think?
No, they can go fuck themselves. More than half of American states right now require a personal finance course to graduate high school.
Yeah, that's what people hear that
it's
again.
Done.
Yeah, and
That
also
excuse is done.
there's so many. That's what I was gonna say, and it also feels as if there's a lot of financial literacy content for free to through the roof. Like you can educate yourself on just the bare bones basics within 2 to 3
Which, by the way, personal
hours.
finances is basic.
Yeah, no,
You don't need a degree. It is the most simple stuff.
Also, 50, 30, 20 is like the most basic, and like you can argue about it or whatever, but
In New York, it's going to be a little different.
it's different. But that's it's a great baseline. You don't have to get to, and you hear people say, well, why don't I get taught this in school? I mean, I kind of shake my head at that because you can just teach it yourself online. People look at their screens for 12 hours a day.
It's not even that. We live in the world of GPT, Grok, Claude,
Exactly.
all this stuff. You can learn anything in 2 seconds.
Literally,
If
in
you're
2
not
seconds.
learning, I understand you grow up in a place maybe where you're not given the education or you see people making mistakes around you and you think that's what life is. That's fine. And it might take a second or be a bit harder to get that wake-up call to know you have to go look and try to educate yourself. That's the only excuse. But once you know that, oh, something's wrong, I should look at something, then you no longer have an excuse because it's easier than ever to learn now.
Oh, it's so easy.
Books, YouTube, any fucking search engine or
I guess
AI.
the question I keep coming back to is why is it so hard to do? Why is it so hard to do that 50, 30, 20? And
Well,
it's,
people don't set themselves up, again, for the emergency. An emergency will blow everything. A pet going to the hospital, destroy everything. If you don't have good pet insurance, which most are scam, but you actually have to have good pet insurance, or just an emergency fund.
is getting a pet a financially smart decision?
Of course not. But if you're in a position where you, because it's almost, I don't want to use the word abuse. That's too extreme, and I don't want to be a sensationalizer. But I mean, it's on that path of getting there. If you cannot afford a pet and you get a pet,
I think, yeah, it's right there.
because then you
yeah.
can't afford to save it if something were to go
it's
wrong,
very
which means
sad.
you're not in a position to get a pet.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that probably have pets that aren't in positions to have pets.
No, I'm probably the majority. Yeah.
Who is the worst group of financial audit people they've had on? And by that, I don't mean like race or anything. I mean more like Disney adults, sports fans, memorabilia collectors, people that you always keep returning to and you're like, you guys are always like this.
Dude, once you get into the collectors, it's over.
Really?
Whether that is Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon or Magic the Gathering or Labubu's. Once someone's on a collector, they have to rip the
Labubu.
pack. They have to get the collectible. They have to see what's in. They have to do it. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. And they are addicted to it and they have to do it. And it doesn't matter what their budget looks like. They're willing to do anything to continue ripping those packs. They're always the worst. They'll go into debt for that shit. It's
Wow.
crazy.
I was expecting you to say Disney adult because of the
Maybe.
hotel, the flight, and then once you're in there, you're in there and they get
It's
you for
brutal.
more and more and more and more. But
But you're not doing Disney every day, though. I know it's expensive and it's like one time and you do it like once a year. Yeah, and a lot of people, a new report came out, I think a week or two ago, that people are going into debt for Disney more than ever.
Yes.
But even still, people are ripping these packs daily,
And you
opening
can
their
do it
Labubus
virtually.
daily.
You can do it virtually.
Yeah, you can get someone else to rip a pack
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, or
it's
like
crazy.
in like and then We haven't talked about gambling yet. Do you think
That is gambling. But
Yes. Do you think it is as big of a crisis for young men in America as people make it out to be?
I'm sure. Honestly, interesting.
It feels like you don't speak on that a lot. Not to say that
honestly, it's because anecdotal for what it's worth. I do like to get into the reports and statistics a lot, but in terms of like we're talking about people ripping packs and stuff, that happens all the time on the show. Catching people in gambling, I've seen mostly middle-aged couples do it on the show. I almost have no young dudes doing it. Now, young dudes subscribing to OnlyFans is almost every young guy on the show.
Is that the worst financial decision you can make, an OnlyFans subscription?
Paying the goon when porn is free? Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
And also, what's the worst that you've had? I'm thinking of playing in my mind right now because the issue is you pay for the subscription, and then you also pay to chat with them, right?
Oh my fucking! And chatting to an Indian overseas.
Yeah. And then you chat with them, and that's where it gets out of control. People have these kind of bills for talking to OnlyFans girls that are, like you said, it's just one big somewhere in India that people are talking to you and taught how to talk with you. Is that the worst call? Maybe that's a bigger issue for younger men than the gambling.
Maybe.
Both can be bad financial decisions.
I think it's more mental health bad than anything.
Yeah.
Not that all porn is bad. I'm not going to horseshoe theory like the fucking.
But you're saying you're not sensationalizing it, but
yeah.
If you're going past the point, like when you're talking with them, that's very sad. You're probably alone.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a loneliness epidemic, and there's lots of reasons for it right now, and it is really sad. There's the end of male spaces that happened, and there's the cancel culture really fucked cold approaching and whatnot. But also, I mean, many of the dudes on my show have been losers as well, where they're paying for AI girlfriends instead of trying to at least swipe and get matches.
Yeah.
Like
paying for AI girlfriends.
Yeah, we've had a few of that now. Dude, I don't even know. I went through some of the chats and they're just insane. I don't know what these guys are getting off on. I still don't even honestly know how it works, and I don't even know if I want to figure it out. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
That's one of those that I'm concerned is only going to get worse.
Oh, it's going to get worse. AI is getting better. People are getting more lonely. It's fucked.
I see.
And no one's willing to do anything about it. I mean, it's like 70 or 80% of suicides in the U.S. are young men. So it's like no one gives a fuck. Because if anything else had that disproportionate percentage, we would have a national emergency with programs being put in place. Clearly no one gives a shit, so it's going to get worse.
Yeah, and those AI, like they're getting better. There's this trend right now where they have like AI girls at these like sporting events. And they look real. They look real. And then these people, like, I didn't know that they're paying for girlfriends, but of course they are because someone's benefiting from it. And I've even seen people say, I mean, this is more on the side of making money, but people create fake AI girl profiles and then they make money off of it. There was someone, I think it was a MAGA account, and there was just like they just make money off being an AI Instagram, and then they have these guys send them money.
Fucking stupid. I don't know. It's pathetic. Don't send women money. What are you doing? Even if it's a real woman, what the fuck are you doing? Watch free porn, then go on a fucking date. What are we doing at this point?
It is sad. Are you concerned about the financial state of the world?
The world?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like all
What's
of it.
the world?
Sometimes I'm like, we're so fucked. Like, but
who's so fucked? The world?
Yeah, like just everything. Like it's just gonna all come to or I'm just maybe I'm being a sensationalist.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what's the specific?
Just feels like we're just getting out of control, man. It's just it feels as if people are trying to, it feels no one has money, but maybe that's wrong.
That is objectively wrong. We have more disposable income than ever.
And so maybe I'm buying into all
but again,
the slop.
Better things are, sometimes the easier it is to sit and complain and think about it. And it feels worse. If you're distracted by struggling, you don't think about how bad it is.
The debt of America's through the roof.
Now that is true, and that becomes an actual problem where Social Security benefits get an automatic, I think, 32% cut in 2033.
Exactly.
Because there's no more money in the Social Security fund to pay for it. So that is an actual problem. There are real things happening. So yeah, I mean,
it's like these AIs taking jobs left and right. I know
that's an unknown, but yeah.
Yeah, it's an unknown. I guess I'm predicting more than anything. It's just what happens, and then if they take the jobs away, like some people are saying, let's just say we go to the nth degree here in this conversation, what do people do?
Oh,
What did they do
UBI
all
will be
day?
required at some point, but I mean, all you can do is take care of yourself. Like
Yeah.
yeah, you can vote, but at the end, the only thing you can take care of yourself is yourself. So financially prepare for the worst, and then try to live your daily life for the best, because then you'll just be miserable, locked up inside, pathetic, become politically extreme, and think you're normal.
Yeah,
No.
and then it seems as if online, maybe it's just we see all opinions. It seems like that people are dividing more and more and more, and they hate each other more and more and more. And it feels
Yes,
like
but
it's
also
all
online's
coming.
not reality as well.
Yeah, that is true. You walk around and everyone's kind of.
No one gives a fuck. Everyone goes to the same concerts. Everyone goes to the same sports games. Everyone.
That's what I.
It's just like, yeah, there is a big generational divide right now. Young men has gone like 2% more conservative, and young women have gone like 20% more liberal.
Yeah.
So there is a big political divide, the furthest gender political divide in generational United States history. So that might actually be concerning, because that's not just only online. That is an actual statistical reality.
And this goes back to the OnlyFans things. Less and less men and women are getting together. More and
Yeah.
more people are single.
I think it's 40% of young men haven't had sex in the last year.
Yeah.
I like sex, that's sad.
And then also it's continuing to go up. I think that's something that's continuing to go up, and it's a little bit concerning. And then not just the idea of like, that the sexual intercourse, but more so, I mean, we have a society here. We need people to have sexual intercourse, reproduce, and then
or else you have to do immigration. Yeah.
Yeah.
And America's very anti-immigration right now. So, but we need good, high-skilled legal immigration to grow the tax base, or else we're going to be in a retirement situation like South Korea and Japan, which is an absolute financial collapse and cultural collapse of every way possible.
Yeah, I guess that's where I have concerns, but I don't have solutions. So that's
All solutions is everyone makes baby, but no fiscal policy has ever made people make more babies. And in literal tens of thousands in Hungary didn't work. It worked for a year and then it failed.
Really?
So it doesn't work anywhere.
Yeah,
Even in South Korea right
I
now,
guess we were
they're
talking
handing out
about
money.
houses. People are like, I'll never be able to have a kid. But it seems like people aren't even getting together to have kids. So there's not even that option.
That is true. And again, yes, I mean, compared to like 1950, the percentage of house schooling, medical's gone up while everything else has gone down as a percentage of income. But even still today, percentage of housing, school, okay, maybe not school, but even the ability to go to school actually, and then healthcare and access to healthcare right now is higher and better than any point in human history. And yet people still aren't getting together to have kids. So.
Yeah, and why do you think that is?
There's no
online?
perfect answer. We just know that the better society gets, the more improved any society gets, the better
more issues.
financially society gets, the less people have kids. And then you go to the less developed places, the more undeveloped, the more kids people have.
Why?
More hours at work, more career-driven, success-driven. I don't know. These are hypotheses at this point. No one knows the exact reason because no one can find a good solution which would prove there's a reason. But we just know it follows every culture.
And that followed. Yeah, I never. And then that does sound right. Yeah. All right. So before we get you out of here, or before I get out of here, because this is your home, it's a great studio set up. All of this.
Thank you.
What's the easiest way for people to become, like, the easiest way to fix their, like, let's just say you have somebody at zero, not dollars, but more like zero personal finance knowledge. The best way to start is kind of 50, 30, 20.
50, 30, 20 is a good baseline, but you can't 50, 30, 20 until you've paid off all high interest debt, which is practically
Credit card.
anything over 6, 7%, 8%
You did the
of,
meme.
I know, I fucking want to kill myself for that, honestly. Honestly, I might commit suicide. Fuck.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. That's not a mortgage. So anything that's above that 7 or 8%, that's not a mortgage. You got to pay that off. Then you got to have a 6-month emergency fund, which is the minimum to required every month for 6 months, and then you can 50, 30, 20. And
People are going to say, fuck that. Why do you think that, like, and
good.
and
Okay,
that's their
fuck that,
issue?
but we shouldn't bail you out. That was
Yeah,
your
okay.
personal choice to make,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That was your
no, I'm with
personal.
you.
We're not going to bail you out. Scandinavia
how
is
do
not
you-
going
but how
to
do you
bail
go
you
to
out. China's not going to bail you out. No culture would bail you out.
But how do you go to Coachella if you do the 50, 30, 20?
They
And you can't
can.
do-
They can on Klarna, and they
No,
can go
but-
fuck themselves,
but-
and we're not going to bail them
Yeah,
out.
but well, you're 24. These are the golden years. Why can't I go to Coachella? Like,
Get
I
a
wanna
sugar
go-
daddy.
Okay.
There you go. You
What
got
if I'm
there.
a
I don't
male,
know.
though?
Get a sugar mama. There you go. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you want to do it. Now you have to choose between want and like what's actually required to live that better
I should
life.
be able to go to Miami Music Week.
Okay. Then do
I'm
it.
giving-
Live your financial struggle, man. Not my responsibility to bail you out just because I actually
F1
money
Miami is
aside.
calling my name.
go.
Go.
Okay, then budget it out. Like you can do it. I think-
Budget? That's boring.
Oh, it's boring.
Yeah, no, but
It's
that's
boring. But it's also simple as fuck.
no, it really is, and especially with all those tools and your tool,
Dollarwise.
Dollarwise is a perfect way to use it.
Yes,
And
sir.
then last question. This is the last thing in my brain. Seems as if we keep using the word gamble, keep this long term, kind of, and that's kind of why I think of like all the like, people aren't even saving. They're just like, I'd rather gamble it away, and that is through like casino, sports betting, but also kind of long shots, like even like meme coins and all of that.
Oh, sure.
These are things people should avoid or maybe budget their way towards. Like maybe you can do like 1%, 2% of if that's something you want to do.
1%, 2% to meme coins is kind of crazy. I mean, honestly, I'm not against crypto. I do have Bitcoin. I don't know if I have Ethereum at this point, but I do have a little bit of crypto, so you can have a little bit in a balanced portfolio. But if you're actually doing something like a fucking meme coin, I honestly take that out of your 30% of fun. Because at that point, you are just having fun. You're gambling for fun. You're not doing an actual investment. And we do have like an obsession with get rich quick in America, so
Have we always
kind of
had
fits
it,
in
you
that.
think?
We're very entrepreneurial
Yeah.
culture. We always have been, but now it's easier to see people, those day traders that have been so successful, even though only 15% of them are actually successful
15% sounds a little
of day
high.
trading. I think it's actually that. I honestly thought it was worse, but some people
Wow.
have been able to figure it out.
Because I do know that, like from a sports betting point of view, and kind of they were doing this with the prediction markets and all of that. It's closer to 1%, 0.1%.
Yeah, it's because day trading with like the stock market and stuff, you have a bit more data that you can actually get in there and plug some indicators into and whatnot. There's a bit more actual technical analysis you can do versus an actual bet, but it is still hyper high risk. That makes no sense for 90% of people.
And then memorabilia, I think a lot of people are making money on that. That's what they often tell you.
Oh, they always say that, right? On
like
their
if this is
collectibles
gonna
and
make your
stuff.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, illiquid. I mean, yeah, you have to go sell it, and you hope the market didn't crash. People are collecting like skins on CS:GO for tens of thousands of dollars, and that market even crashes. It crashed at the beginning of the year. I don't know. People are stupid.
And
Low
then-
cost index funds.
Oh, who's been your favorite guest?
My absolute favorite guest. I love someone who comes on as a complete shit show disaster, absolute wild chaos, and then comes on for a follow up and actually cleaned up their lives.
Okay.
So I like those kind of people.
Worst guest?
Worst guess? Anyone who comes on, goes through the onboarding process, is a fan of the show, knows what the show is, and then cries about it afterwards like a pussy coward that is retarded.
And then
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know exactly what you're doing, and we told you, and we said don't come on the show. Like, what is wrong with you?
favorite
Pathetic.
influencer was it Togi?
Oh, that's been on the show?
Yeah.
Togi was fun. I like
Yeah,
Togi.
he was very funny. He was.
Yeah. He's making his life better, so I like that.
And do you think he has the makings to make better financial decisions?
He already is.
Okay, there we go.
So,
And I also
I'm proud
feel
of
like
him.
he's a little bit of, not to say like he's doing it for show, but I think he knows why people like him as well. He kind of puts on a show.
I'd say most creators or influencers or whatever are kind of what you see is what you get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Togi seems like a really good guy and funny too.
He's a good guy. This is wild.
Worst decision you can make with your money?
Okay, worst decision, payday loan for whatever
Okay.
reason. That's like 1,000% interest. You're done with that. But actually, no. Okay, maybe one of the biggest classic worst decisions you can make right now for the average American though, besides like a car.
Yeah.
Go get a bullshit degree at a private out-of-state institution that will not return on investment and go into private student loans for those. Or even federal student loans for those. Get hundreds of thousands of dollars and then don't pay on them and then have the government come garnish your wages of your zero-wage job that has a horrible degree.
But America made them do that. The culture made them do that.
There is an argument for that.
Yeah.
It's actually, for what it's worth, is actually true. Not the private institution or bullshit degree, but yeah, borrowing student loans is very much in our culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and going to college no matter what, which most college is good, just don't get a bullshit degree.
Best decision you can make with your money.
Best decision you can actually make with your money is pretty similar to that. I mean, but there are things like low-cost index funds,
Yeah.
emergency funds, all that stuff. But actually, we've seen on return on investment what you're doing post-18, whether it's trades or going and getting like a good degree, whether it's in engineering or business or something like that, that has a good return on investment, it can double your lifetime earnings.
Nice. And then dream guest.
Ooh, Newsom. Looking at you.
Gavin.
You're running for president. Oh, and same with Greg Abbott. I want you guys. We got things to talk about. We got some beef to squash.
Zoran, have you reached out to Zoran? That could be fun.
Oh, maybe. I'd be down.
I think he would be down too, in his
I
own way.
genuinely like him. I disagree with some economic things, but I genuinely like him as a person. So
He
I think we'd vibe.
is amazing on camera.
Yeah.
And I also think he's doing a lot of really cool things. I mean, I disagree with a lot of things that he does, but like the thing that he's done recently, like opening up streets for soccer, is very
That's cool.
And that can also be beneficial to like soccer in America as a whole. Everyone's always, we have the World Cup coming up and people are like, oh, World Cup, like why isn't America good at soccer? Well, we don't really have the developmental system. But if it starts in like, I mean, in Brazil, in the favelas, in those little, they play futsal. So, I mean, these are very cool. Zoran's effect could be more than just the government, but
Yeah, poor places play poor sports.
and then
I'm kidding.
no, I mean soccer is considered like kind of
It is because you need a little ball.
You just need a ball.
Yeah.
Where hockey is a little bit more of an
Same with
expensive
baseball.
sport. Best financial system to run a country, in your opinion?
Capitalism is
Capitalism.
proven the best. I mean, the moment any country gets off it. And remember, Scandinavian countries are capitalist. They want to say democratic socialist. No, it is still built on capitalism. So it is still proven the best.
Worst.
Pure communism.
Pure
I mean, everyone dies.
Everyone dies. We'll end.
The highest causes of death in human
We'll
history
end there.
communism. So.
Dollarwise is something that's very cool. I was messing around with it over the past few days.
Yeah.
Very cool. Much better than I've been on the others. I've been on Personal Capital. I don't think it exists anymore. I've been on a Method or no? It's
yeah.
And they're
Not
good,
Method,
but
Origin maybe. Yeah.
Origin. There was one.
A lot of them, they're just too complicated for the average person's finances. They're trying to use it for the weird power budget user.
Exactly.
So most people fall off. They don't actually improve their lives, and it doesn't work. So we just wanted to simplify and streamline.
And Dollarwise, and then obviously you can find him all over Financial
Yes,
Audit.
sir.
And hopefully we have some like cool guests on soon, like that you said.
And who's your
Japanese-
dream guest?
My dream guest? You know who Sean Strickland is? He's a UFC fighter. He called me the Grinch recently, but he's someone I would like to talk
Why
to.
do you
for
call
now.
you the Grinch?
So another thing that I do, I work one of the podcasts that I'm on. We do MMA, UFC. He was fighting last weekend, and we had a media day. He was there,
Okay.
and I asked him a question, and then another fighter called him retarded, and I said, "Oh, Brendan Allen called you retarded last night on Instagram Live," and then Sean Strickland's kind of not. He's out of control, but I don't even want to say the best way possible, but in a way that's he gets on the mic and says whatever he wants.
Love it.
And he said, and looked at me, and then said, "Oh, retard! Look at this retard," pointing at me. And he said, "You look like Jim Carrey's The Grinch." And I said, "I'd have to disagree." Then media ended, and he came back to me, and he was like, "Here's a photo of Jim Carrey's The Grinch. You look just like him." It was very funny.
He's funny. I like that.
And then obviously
He's dedicated to the hating game.
he is, and then another dream. You know who I would really love to talk to, and this is something. Do you know who Shelby Sapp is?
Fuck, I don't know these names, dude.
She runs kind of like this sales for women type course.
Okay.
I would love to talk to somebody like that.
Sure.
I messaged her, and she's someone that, because I think she's like trying to teach women how to sell. She's kind
Okay.
of like an Andrew Tate of a woman in her own
Oh,
way.
yikes. Okay.
Andrew Tate, would you have Tate on?
I mean, I think he has a lot of money. I don't think I need to.
That's a
I don't
good.
think.
Yeah, it's like if they have too much money, is it kind of just like
Yeah, what's the point? Togi
Yeah.
was a good because he's a financial fucking wreck.
Well, a lot of people like Togi, or not. Togi's kind of his own type of guy, but there's a lot of guys like that they are just wrecks. I mean, these are people that lose money. Oh, and also, have you ever thought of like having kind of a athlete on that's made all of his money and lost
we love
all?
it. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the Sean Strickland.
Yeah, Sean Strickland.
I was looking because a lot of UFC fighters follow me. He doesn't, so I was like wondering. But no, I would love one of those people.
People would love
yeah.
the UFC fighter.
But
Once
it has to
because-
be someone that, a lot of professional athletes, sometimes they get a lot of money, then they blow it all. So we want to actually like go with someone that's fucked it up because that's the point of the show.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
They've done documentaries on it. It's like,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people lose their money quick, and it's very sad. But it would be a great financial audit. But thank you so much for spending all this time with me, Caleb. This
Yes,
was,
sir.
I am very honored, and I've watched hundreds of your shows, and I think you are, obviously the numbers prove it, but you're one of the great young talents and talents in the media space. And financial audit will always put a smile on my face, because some of the people that go on there are, they're unbelievable.
Thanks, man. Tell Portnoy to buy me for a $quarter bill.
I will. He usually ignores my text when I text him, but
That
I'll
happens.
yeah.